All right. Hello everyone. Good evening, students. Yeah. Hi. Hello everyone. Am I audible? Am I visible? Everything is good. Everything working fine. सब दिख रहा है, सब सुनाई दे रहा है. चलो, great. ठीक है. So without further ado, without wasting more time, start करते हैं सेशन को. So this session is primarily for FMG students and मेरा plan ये है कि I'll share whatever I have written for you guys, whatever I have planned, and then I'll take some questions and we can have a discussion. Yes, hello everyone. I can read your comments. Yes, hi. चलिए, तो हाँ, अभी जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं आपकी, we will discuss that, but let's start with the session first. So guys, 20th January is the date for our FMG examination, and I believe it's a good thing. All of us were expecting that the exam will happen somewhere in the December end, but we got like more than 3 weeks, so that's a great thing. So how to utilize these 3 weeks extra and the remaining 1.5 months? So in totality we have got like 2 months. अपने पास 2 महीने हैं. कैसे करना है उसके बारे में डिस्कशन करते हैं. So first of all, आपको क्या करना चाहिए, what you have to do depends primarily on where are you in the preparation. So when I say where are you in the preparation, I basically mean, are you one of the students who has completed the course from any source? If you are a Cerebellum student, well and good. In that case, I'm hoping that you just completed your mission 200 plus first phase yesterday. And if you are following something else, even then it's okay. If you have completed the course, that is the first kind of students that we are dealing with. Those who are in a good situation. Second category of students are those who have completed some subjects. You have completed some subjects. And then there is a significant number of students who come in the third category who have been, not studying so well. Their course preparation is minimal. कुछ ज़्यादा अभी तक किया नहीं है, बहुत थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ाई कर पाए हैं, मिनिमल लेवल ऑफ प्रिपरेशन है. सो इन तीनों के बारे में बात करेंगे. आई टॉक अबाउट ऑल दीज 3 कैटेगरी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एंड व्हाट कैन बी डन. बिफोर आई स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्पेसिफिक्स, दिस इज समथिंग दैट वी हैव बीन डिस्कसिंग एंड वी हैव बीन हियरिंग फॉर क्वाइट सम टाइम. बहुत बच्चे इस बात को बात करते हैं दैट आर द दिसंबर एंड जनवरी एग्जाम ईजियर. वेल, I don't really know the answer, but if you look at the facts, if you look at the pass percentages, for last couple of years, the pass percentages of the December sessions has been better than the middle session. जैसे अभी in the last exam, hardly the pass percentage was 7-8%. But if you go back to the December exam of last year, it was almost 22%, right? So I don't know why do they do so, but it appears to be a pattern, and if it is indeed the pattern, then it works good for us, because we can expect a better exam, better paper and a better result in the upcoming examination. So that should be a reason for us to study harder, that this is a great chance to crack the examination. It should not be a reason to get complacent. Why? Because one thing is for sure, whether the pass percentages are increasing or decreasing, one thing is for sure, that the older way of studying, जो आज से 2-3 साल पहले करते थे कि just rectify the PYQs and appear for the examination, that is not going to help you crack the exam or pass the exam. The older approach कि सिर्फ PYQs कर लो 5 साल के, right? It used to take you to like 160, 170. Nowadays, if you focus only on PYQs, my expectation is that you will be somewhere around 100. But if you can cover PYQs plus PYTs, that takes you from 100 to 175 or 180. And if you can do some addition of concepts, that takes you to 200 to 220. Right? So only PYQs, maybe 100, PYQs plus PYTs, 175 to 180, and add to that concepts, it takes you beyond 200. Right? So probably we may get a better paper. We do not know about that. We can just hope for it. But what we know is this is what is going to help us cross 175 marks. And if we can add some of it, we get into that buffer zone जहाँ पे even if something goes wrong in the exam, we still pass the examination. Even if you are somebody who has done very few subjects or who does not remember anything, पढ़ाई हुई नहीं है, बहुत मिनिमल प्रिपरेशन है, फॉर वॉट एवर रीजन पढ़ नहीं पाए अभी तक, और इफ यू आर समवन हु हैज डन सम सब्जेक्ट्स, कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़े हैं बट नॉट द रेस्ट, आई वुड स्टे स्टिल वी हैव अ वेरी गुड चांस टू क्रैक द एग्जामिनेशन if we use these 2 months properly. Why? I keep on repeating this thing every time I take a session, whether it is FMGE examination, whether it is NEET PG examination, whether it is INI-CET examination. Our exams will continue to test facts. Our papers will continue to ask for facts. हमारे एग्जाम में फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन आने ही आने हैं. मेडिकल साइंसेस है ना, फैक्ट्स तो पूछेंगे ही पूछेंगे. एंड द good thing and bad thing about factual examination is this: there is only limited capability of your brain. आपका ब्रेन उतना ही absorb कर सकता है, right? And whatever you read in the last few months, it is going to stay fresh in your brain and you are more likely to recall it. So even if somebody is starting very late because the exam is factual and because if you can stuff a lot of information in the last months or last weeks, you get a very good chance of cracking the examination. Every year हम ये चीज़ देखते हैं, people start very late, 2 months before, 3 months before, 1.5 months before, end up passing the examination. But उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? उसके लिए अपने आप को momentum लाना पड़ेगा. We'll have to get that momentum. We'll have to get that momentum. So you saw the you saw the World Cup final match, right? In which we lost. It was very sad. All of us were sad. But one thing that was missing from India's inning was there was no momentum, right? Momentum never increased. We played as if we are playing like in the middle overs throughout. For whatever reason, I'm not trying to take a cricket analogy, but momentum जो है, that helps you a lot. Our preparation should be something like this. We start studying, some plateau, and then it has to go up. Now this is the time. These are the last 2 months when we have to go up, right? If we can ensure that these last 2 months are good, we would definitely crack the examination. So momentum is an absolute must. And what else is required? I just discussed PYQs, which will take us to 100 marks. Add to that PYTs, it will help us cross 175. Some concepts, if we can add, it takes it beyond 200. Even if we say that we don't have much time left for concepts, if you are starting late, even then we have enough time to cover PYQs and PYTs. This is going to help you a lot. PYQs plus PYTs. So if you are starting late, this is your mantra. If you have been studying, I'll talk about that, then we have to squeeze like this 25-30 marks extra which comes from the concepts. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे एक चीज़ क्लियर होती है, irrespective of आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन में कहाँ हैं, irrespective of where you are in the preparation, it is 100% doable. 100% doable. ये थॉट दिमाग से निकाल देना कि नहीं हो पा रहा है. Another thing, it's a disturbing thing. In last couple of days, I have received many messages on Telegram. People are saying that they are finding it difficult to study. See, at this time, not studying is not even an option. यहाँ पे अब option नहीं है. This is the time where the only option is to study. If you are having difficulty in studying, find a way out. If you are having difficulty studying at home, go to the reading room. If you are having difficulty studying alone, sit with a friend. If you are having difficulty studying at home and cannot do not have a library nearby, then relocate. It does not matter what you do, but not studying is not an option. Time नहीं बचा है. We do not have time. We have to use these 2 months in a way, I mean in the best possible way. There is no other option left here. And in the last 2 months, we have to follow a strict schedule. I'll be sharing the schedule with you in a short while, but we have to follow a strict schedule. We just cannot, continue studying without having a template. Template बहुत important है. जब template होता है ना, when you know कि आपको क्या follow करना है, then you also know कि आपने क्या miss किया. When you have a template, you very easily realize what you missed, and that's the important thing to keep you on course. आपका पढ़ाई तभी तो आगे बढ़ेगी जब पता है कि क्या मिस हो रहा है. अभी आपके मैं मैसेजेस ले रहा हूँ, रुक जाइए. पढ़ाई नहीं हो पा रही, जो भी लिख रहा है भाई पढ़ाई नहीं हो पा रही, ऑप्शन ही नहीं है, पढ़ाई तो करनी है. देखो एक चीज़ याद रखना, दिस होल लाइन कि पढ़ाई नहीं हो पा रही, दिस इज इन कंटेजियस. दिस लाइन इज कंटेजियस. द मोर यू से इट, द मोर इट गेट्स reinforced, and the more you hear people saying it, the more you start getting impacted by it. खुद बोल के अपने पे भी इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है, कोई और बोल रहा है तो उसका भी इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है. द मोमेंट यू हियर समबडी सेइंग पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, उससे बात मत करो और अपने आप से ये वाली बात रिपीट मत करो. राइट, सी इट हैज़ अ ह्यूज साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट. व्हेन यू से पढ़ाई नहीं हो रही है, यू फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट टू स्टडी. वी हैव टू स्टडी यार, 60 days भी नहीं बचे हैं, देयर इज नो ऑप्शन लेफ्ट हियर. चलिए, coming to the specifics, this is what we have to do. We have to clock at least 10 hours a day, right? 8 to 10 hours is the bare minimum. I would say at least 10 hours. If you can push it to 11 or 12, very good. And we cannot take more than one break in 10 days. So 10 hours a day. In fact, I would say max 1 day break in every 15 days. Now that we are left with only 2 months. So this is something that we have to do. At least 10 to 12 hours a day. And at least 14 days in 15 days. ये तो करना ही है अपने को. If you can do this, I guarantee you, I can bet on this that you will definitely get selected. If you can study for 10 to 12 hours a day for the remaining 2 months with no more than 4 or 5 breaks, you will definitely get selected. Can't you do even this much for your selection? इतना भी नहीं कर सकते क्या आप अपने लिए? इतना तो कर सकते हैं ना. तो आज से पहले क्या हुआ, कितना टाइम वेस्ट हुआ, कितना टाइम नहीं वेस्ट हुआ. Whatever happened before today, no matter how much time you waste, no matter how less you studied, it does not matter. What matters is, can you follow this mantra from today? अगर आप आज से कर सकते हैं, you will definitely get selected. You will definitely pass the exam. हाँ जी, नेहा, PYT मतलब previous year topics. अभी questions करते हैं बच्चे, थोड़ा रुको. अच्छा, अब this is more for the cerebellum students. And अगर आप cerebellum students नहीं हैं तो then you can see what are we going to do in the next upcoming days, and if you like it you can become a cerebellum student. So what we have decided is that in the last 2 months we need to have a combination of 3 things. We want that you get enough time for self study so that your revision is strong. At the same time, we want to teach you also, like live classes that we take. We want to take live classes and teach you whatever is important. So we'll be doing that, and we want to ensure that your previous year topics are very strong. And this is the third thing that we want to do, and your MCQ taking skill is good. So we want you to self-study, we want to teach you in the live classes, we want to ensure that you have a good hold on previous year topics, and we want that you do enough MCQs. So keeping all these things in mind, and of course we want you to take a couple of GTs. Keeping all these things in mind, we'll be starting with this schedule. So this is the schedule that we'll be following now. इसको थोड़ा बड़ा करके दिखाते हैं आपको. Right. So this is a schedule. We will be starting from 22nd, which means tomorrow, and our classes will continue till, this schedule will continue till 27th of December. So from 22nd of November till 27th of December, we'll be completing our first revision. If you have started late, we'll be completing our first reading. So what are we going to do here is, so you can see the name of the subject. So PSM you have to cover in 3 days, 22nd, 23rd and 24th of November, right? In 3 days, what are we going to do? On 22nd and 23rd and 24th till afternoon, till like 4 p.m. 2.5 days you get for self-study. And in 24th evening, we'll have a test followed by discussion. So it's very simple. You study on your own, then you take a MCQ test on the app Cerebellum, and then there is a live discussion. Now, what is this study part? What are you supposed to do? The study part is very simple. If you are a student who has followed our mission to 100 lectures, then in this study part you are supposed to revise it. You are supposed to revise it. If you are if you were following some other source, in that case, revise from there. If you did not complete any subject, or if you did not complete any particular subject or all of the subjects, in that case, you have to use these 2.5 days for your first reading. So what I'm saying is, if you have followed Mission 200 plus classes, revise from there. You must have made some notes. Don't watch the video again, revise from there. If you have followed some other source, revise from there. And if you have not done from anywhere, then you use it for the first reading. Now from how do you do the first reading? For those students who are doing the first reading, what will you do? I would advise that rather than going for the recorded lectures, so basically what we did, the last exam, July 2023, we had some mission live lectures for all the subjects. All those lectures are available in the app in the form of recorded lectures. The benefit of these lectures is they are focused on FMG examination and their duration is almost half of the current lectures. Let me repeat it. In the last exam for July 2023, we did some live lectures. They are available as recorded lectures. The good thing about them is their duration is half of the lectures that were taken for this examination. So if for a subject, for whatever reason, if you could not complete the subject and now that we do not have time, go to the app and use the July 2023 lectures. Why am I advising you to follow those lectures? Because they were totally focused on the FMG examination and they were much crisp, much concise. So if you could not complete a subject, the self-study part would be done using those lectures. Is that clear? Is that clear? So this is what we are going to do. We will be using the TND or END as we call it at Cerebellum to do these revisions. Now what about the classes? When do we do the classes? So we start with PSM, we go to pediatrics, we go to biochemistry, physiology, micropatho, all of that will be done in this 1 month period. Then we start with the classes. So we had two options. We could have taken the classes and left and had allowed you or had advised you to self-study before the exam. But our experience is that if we take classes before the examination, like 1 month before the examination or 15 days before the examination, they stay very fresh in your mind. So that is why we have decided that we will have marathon classes. We just had marathon INICT classes and students were very happy with it. They got really benefited. So we'll be having marathon classes in which teachers would be taking live classes and covering everything important, focusing on the PYTs. So we'll have marathon sessions starting from 2nd of June. So the last phase of ENDs gets completed on 27th and then we start with these marathon classes starting from 2nd of June. So on 2nd of June, on 2nd of Jan. So on 2nd of Jan we get Pharma, FMT, Biochem. 3rd we have surgery class. 4th we'll have again Path, ENT, Dermat. Then we go for Biochemistry, PSM, Anesthesia. Similarly, we complete all these classes by 11th. So from 2nd to 11th we'll have a lot of classes. And this is not going to be only 5 hours a day, it's going to be around 10 hours a day. That is why it's called marathon. You are supposed to sit for marathon hours, 10 hours a day. Almost 70-80 hours of classes will be done, 10 hours a day. It's going to be tough. You will definitely get tired. You will definitely feel that your mind is not working. But believe me guys, if you do these classes, the chances that a lot of questions will come from this is very high. Why? I'll tell you why. Before that, I think, okay. So basically what we have done is, for example, for pharma, we have 4 hours. Now if you tell GRG sir that your student is about to appear for FMG examination, you have got only 4 hours, teach him whatever is very important. In those 4 hours, he is going to give you the information which is very high yielding, very likely to come in the examination. Same applies for every single subject. You will be given information which is very high yield, which is likely to come in the examination. And we wanted that you get this information like 2 weeks before the examination or 3 weeks before the examination so that everything remains fresh in your head, right? So that is why we decided that we will keep marathon classes in the January. Once the marathon classes are done, then we get to the final step of our preparation. Enters Dr. Zainab Vora. Zainab ma'am, like last time, will take 3 BTR sessions, almost 3 hours each. So in those 9 to 10 hours, she'll be again helping you revise most of the PYQs and the important PYTs. And then on 14th of Jan, we wrap up this course and we'll leave you for with 5 days to do your own thing, self-study, revise, so that you are well rested and well prepared for the 20th January, the big day. Right? So all of this is going to happen. Before I start taking your questions, this is what is our plan. And I'm hoping most of you are our students. If you're not, you can still join Cerebellum Academy. How to do it? Go to cerebellumacademy.com, go to plans. You can subscribe for Mission 200 plus. This is the plan for FMGs. And the cost is, I believe, 16,000. And if you use coupon code Cerebellum, it gives you discount of 1K, right? And this gives you discount of 1K if you are not our student. And if you're our student, you don't have to do anything. As we have been saying that once you become our student, whatever we do, it's a part of it. GTs. So there are 2 GTs that I have kept, and I'll be talking to Janvi ma'am and Zainab ma'am, and I'll try to put one more GT. One GT is here on 31st of December, and there is another GT. Isme aaya nahi, I think. There's another GT here, and I am trying to get a third GT, which would be the mock exam, mock FMG. So this is something that I'm going to do today itself. MCQ solving is going to happen in the ENDs na. MCQ solving जो भी कर रहे हैं हम लोग वो ENDs में होगा. Just to repeat everything. फिर से मैं बोलता हूँ एक बार. We'll be starting with self study plus test and discussion. The ENDs of Cerebellum. From there we go to marathon, which are live classes. And from there we go to BTR, and all while we'll be taking GTs. So all the 4 components, your questions, your self-study, your live classes, your BTR and your GTs, all 5 things will be done in these last 2 months. ठीक है, चलो अब let me take a question. Ronnie officially saying sir 15 दिन में 1 GT देने बोले हैं senior last time वाले. So Ronnie, you can also do that, but see the reason why I'm not giving a lot of GTs is we are doing a lot of ENDs. We are doing a lot of exam and discussion. Na? The test and discussion are anyways happening. So you will end up revising a lot of MCQs already. And 3 GTs are, I think, more than enough in my opinion. If you want, you can do another one. There are certain GTs in the app that you can appear for later. But I think with so many tests and discussion, almost 15 of them, 3 GTs should be more than enough. आशीष पांडे सिंह सर 190 से ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है स्कोर जीटी में. आशीष 190 इज नॉट अ बैड स्कोर. 2 months आर स्टिल लेफ्ट. थोड़ी सी एफर्ट और डालो, मे बी यू विल टेक इट टिल 225, विच इज गोइंग टू बी अ ग्रेट स्कोर. नवंबर में जीटी है ना अभी, 26 ऑफ नवंबर को जीटी है. तो somebody is asking नवंबर जीटी है कि नहीं है. 26 ऑफ नवंबर इज अ जीटी. वी जस्ट प्रिपेयर द क्वेश्चन ऑल ऑफ द फैकल्टीज एंड सेंट इट टू जानवी मैम. या दिस इज अ गुड क्वेश्चन. सब्जेक्ट वाइज टेस्ट जो ENDs हैं उसमें कितने क्वेश्चन होंगे. सो फॉर बिगर सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक मेडिसिन, सर्जरी, OBG, वी विल हैव 75 क्वेश्चंस. फॉर स्मॉलर सब्जेक्ट्स लाइक साइकेट्री, एनेस्थीसिया, वी विल हैव 35 क्वेश्चंस. And for remaining subjects, we will have 50 questions. So 35 for shorter subjects, 50 for more subjects, 75 for the bigger subjects. Medicine का जो part बचा है, I was just having a discussion with Dilip sir. So we are thinking that we will finish that part in the daytime. और कोई option नहीं बचा है because the second part is also completely packed. So we will complete it in the daytime. Daytime पे मतलब सुबह के टाइम पे खत्म कर लेंगे. Ishwar is asking, is it good idea to revise the question only? Are you talking about the END part? नहीं यार, देखो END और the test and discussion का idea ये है कि when we try to give you END, we try to pick the previous year topics also. So if you just look at the question and just remember it, the other part, the other 3 option explanation and other questions that can be asked from the same topic, they will get missed ना. तो उनको क्यों मिस करते हो? देखो जल्दी जल्दी होगा, 3 घंटे में खत्म होंगे ENDs, but they are very effective, right? You cover the entire course. क्लासेस टाइमिंग बेटा वही रहेगी. फॉर ENDs we will start from 5 o'clock discussion और टेस्ट पहले होगा. मैराथन्स जो हैं they'll happen the entire day. They'll probably start from 10 or 10:30 in the morning. They'll continue till 9:30 or 10 in the evening. Marathon classes will be exhaustive. थोड़ा थकोगे भी आप लोग, बट फायदा बहुत होगा. अंकित सर 26 को GT भी है, पीडियाट्रिक्स END भी है. हाँ, तो सुबह के टाइम पे END देना, शाम के टाइम पे सुबह के टाइम पे GT देना, शाम के टाइम END देना. देखो यार ऐसा है ना कि वी हैव गॉट ओनली 2 months. वी हैव टू डू एज मच एज पॉसिबल, right? So see, making this schedule was very tough for me also. There are so many clashes, so it's very difficult, but our idea is very same for both FMG student and for Indian student. We want to have like 3 sessions for every exam. First session, main reading, main classes. Second session, revision classes. Third session, marathon classes and GTs in between. So we got 2 months, and that's why we thought that we have to use them as much as possible. So it might be tedious for you, it might be tiring for you on days, लेकिन इसको follow करने का फायदा बहुत होगा. Please say sir, discussion for END do we have or not? Yes, you have discussion here. All of these are ENDs are with discussion, live discussion with the teacher, with question answer solving, everything. Of course we'll have that. हम इसको ऐसे कैसे छोड़ देंगे? डॉक्टर नीता सेरिबेलम स्टूडेंट्स नहीं है, उनके लिए क्या होगा? डॉक्टर नीता आप सेरिबेलम स्टूडेंट क्यों नहीं है? इतना सब कुछ तो हो रहा है सेरिबेलम में, इसके अलावा आप क्या चाहते हैं, आप क्या किया जाए? If you are not a cerebellum student, become a cerebellum student. Go to cerebellumacademy.com, go to plans, click on the mission 200+ and join us. सचिन इज सेइंग, पुलकित आप जो सवाल पूछ रहे हो बेटा उसका तो डिसीजन आप ही लोगे, राइट? ऑनलाइन ऑफलाइन यू हैव टू डिसाइड. दिस इज फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर डूइंग ऑनलाइन. सचिन सर, वेस्टेड प्रीवियस 10 days in terms of self study, confidence is down to 0, had to get back on track, literally sitting for hours but can't get myself in zone, momentum is broken. Sachin, these things happen. At times you will lose the momentum. That is why having a schedule is so important. If your momentum is not building up, if you are finding it difficult to maintain discipline, follow our schedule. जो schedule मैंने आपको दिया उसको follow करिए. आप जो भी पढ़ रहे हैं उसको छोड़िए, अब आपको PSM ही पढ़नी है, right? You have to do PSM, and because on 24th evening you have a test, then that means you also have a deadline. आपके पास बहुत टाइम है नहीं, 2.5 दिन ही है. You have got 2.5 days only. If you did it from somewhere in the past, revise it. If you did not, you have got 2.5 hours to complete the last mission lectures. तो बहुत टाइम है नहीं आपके पास. Silva Murthy, you are saying sir I only finished 40 subjects, is it possible to finish 19 before time? Silva Murthy, it's not only possible but it's absolutely mandatory. You do it. Use the mission 200 lectures of the July 2023 session. They are more concise, you would be able to cover them in lesser time, and whatever self-study time I have written here, use that time to complete those lectures, right? They are focused on the FMG examination and they are held. Unisol Gaming, sir, can BTR subscriber watch FMG marathon videos? No beta, not really. This is for only mission 200+ students and premium students. If you have only pharma subscription or only BTR subscription or only any particular subject subscription, so this would not be for you. हाँ, Kishore is saying, sir, I'm using only BTR for all 10 subjects. Is that enough? So Kishore, I think if you're using only BTR, you should definitely add other things to it also. Overall duration of BTR is around 70 or 80 hours. So you can definitely add more things to it to ensure that your preparation is more complete, right? तो मेरा सलाह रहेगी कि और बाकी चीज़ें भी ऐड कर लीजिए उसमें. किमिया पबजी टी Yes, my dear, I always pray that you all get selected. All right, all right. हाँ, so somebody saying sir इसमें cerebellum का RR follow कर लें for PSM. आप कर सकते हैं. देखिए, so basically he is asking कि can he do the recorded lectures for some subjects. See, you can definitely do that, but again I'll say one thing, that you know the last July 2023 FMG exam lectures, live lectures which are available now as recorded, they were totally focused on your FMG examination. So when a teacher teaches for FMG examination, like if I am taking a class for FMGs versus I am taking class for NEET PG, 80% or 85% it remains the same, but 20% we try to pick those topics which are more commonly asked in FMG examination. Like I'll give you an example. If I'm teaching for FMG examination, body focused repetitive behavioral disorder like trichotillomania, it's very important. Every second exam they ask this question. NEET PG, this question comes once in 3-4 years. So for some reason there is some difference in the two exams, and all the recorded lectures that are available in Mission 200, they were totally focused on FMG examination. तो better रहता है. Friday saying I subscribe to NEET PG. Can I access to the live classes of this revision classes? Yes, you can. You can. अच्छा, मैं तो बहुत ऊपर हूँ. ओके. सो मैं बीच में क्वेश्चंस मिस करके सीधे नीचे पहुंच रहा हूँ. अंकित मलिक. अंकित, टेक वाला पार्ट हो रहा है बेटा, वो हो जाएगा. रोनी ऑफिशियल मिशन 200 के बाद आरआर से करना कैसा है? I don't think you need that. If you have done, see, from wherever you have studied, revise it. Changing sources does not really it is not really good for your studies. If you have done from a particular place, if you have done the live classes, if you have made notes, follow it. If you have not made notes, then it's a different thing, but otherwise follow it. Amit Singh is asking, should we solve the entire Q bank of cerebellum? If you are appearing for the January examination, my answer is no. You don't really have time to solve the entire Q bank. Please follow the schedule. This is more practical. In the schedule, you will be held accountable also, because you have clear-cut deadlines. You have to prepare for tests also. So this is a better way of preparing than solving the entire Q bank. Akash is asking, but why not this recent 200 videos? Reason being, my dear, that this time the Mission 200 videos were more exhaustive. The classes were of longer duration. And now we have lesser time. So if you are starting now for a particular subject, you don't really have that much time. That is why I'm saying that you can follow the last live classes. If you have done these classes, if you have completed the course, then definitely stick to these classes. Neha, ठीक है, we'll do that. Dopamine, sir, is it a good idea to watch PTR for rapid revision? I have done 200 plus course using Mission 200 plus notes only. कर सकते हो, you can do that if you are liking that. But मेरा ये रहता है कि जो जिससे जहाँ से पढ़ा है, whatever you have studied, it's better to consolidate it. Okay. Pulkit is asking, sir, NEET INI questions. Focus first on the FMG questions. In case your preparation is going really well, you have got a lot of time left, then you can go for NEET PG question. INI CT question, I don't think it's important. See, I can tell you that do everything, right? NEET bhi kar lo, INI bhi kar lo, FMG bhi kar lo, but practically it's not possible. So we have to do things which are practically possible. Our suggestions should be practically possible. So FMG PYQs are the most important. If you get time, NEET PG questions, INI CT is of least importance as far as the FMG exam is concerned. Subject wise analysis आ जाएगा GTs में. That is a part the tech team is doing. We already asked them to do it, तो हो जाएगा. Sharon, yes, you can do that. Whatever was left in medicine, I think neurology was left and a part of another system was left. So Dilip sir will definitely take it. Those classes in the morning hours most likely, but you can definitely do it from the July session also. देखो, Samiksha is asking, tell about the MCQs from where to solve. See, Samiksha, PYQs are there in the app. Solve all the PYQs of FMG examination, if possible in PG examination. Then we are having ENDs, a lot of ENDs. If we are having like 50 questions of 19 subjects, and for some 75 questions, anyways you would be doing 1000 question more, right? Almost 1000 questions more. Add to that a lot of PYQs. FMG examination is held twice a year, so we get a lot of PYQs also. I think that would be enough. उसके ऊपर कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Varun is asking, sir, when should I give GTs after completion of all subjects or in between? You should give GTs whenever you have time and whenever it is scheduled. Don't wait for the preparation to get completed, because preparation never gets completed, right? If you wait for a preparation to be complete before you appear for the GTs, you will never appear for GTs. And GTs का purpose evaluation ही नहीं है. See, GT is like a exposure therapy also. In the real examination, all of you will face anxiety. So that anxiety may lead to a drop of marks by almost 10%. If you have taken GTs, if you have appeared for GTs, you already have some exposure of handling that anxiety. And now you can appear for GTs on the desktop also, on the laptop also, right? In Cerebellum app. So use that. बड़ी मुश्किल से वो ये सब चीज़ें बनी हैं भाई. Unisol Gaming, can we buy FMG mission 200 from phone like Android? You can buy it from anywhere. Android और desktop, web, कहीं से भी ले लो यार. Vishwajit, in END we will not cover only PYQs. We will try to cover all the PYTs, previous year topics. सिर्फ PYQ करने का फायदा नहीं है ना, वो तो जैनब मैम लास्ट में करवा भी देंगी. तो आप खुद से PYQs करिए, and we'll be covering more of PYTs so that we cover more than only PYQs. Alright, और बताइए. Amulya, hi sir, sorry I am just able to join now. Are these classes live session on YouTube for free? No Amulya, these are not free. This is all in the Cerebellum app. All of these are paid. Arindam sir, can I leave medicine? Don't leave medicine. Again, देखो जो सब्जेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा है, do it from some source, some concise source. Either do from the last year, from the last session FMG, I mean July FMG session, or do it from quick revision videos. Medicine में the quick revision videos are also only for 48 hours. So that is also another option. So medicine को पूरा छोड़ना would not be right. कर लो, कुछ तो कर लो. अभी आप लोगों ने जिसने लेट से ज्वाइन किया वो पूरा वीडियो प्लीज़ देख लीजिए. अब आप लोग पुराने क्वेश्चन फिर से पूछ रहे हैं. AC, I have already answered your question. Please rewind and see the video. Pranav, sir, 12 subjects done. Can we give this Jan or should we do June wala? Okay, this is a very strict advice, and I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for using a bit harsh words here. But please don't do this stupidity कि जून में एग्जाम देना है, right? Don't make that mistake. 2 months are more than enough to crack the examination, even if you're starting from today. So there is no point of even thinking that we will not appear for this examination, we will appear for the June examination, right? So क्या नाम था, प्रणव, you have to appear for this January examination. और मैंने तुम्हारा नाम भी नोट कर लिया है. मैं तुम्हें कॉल करके भी बोलने वाला हूँ कि अगर तुमने अपियर नहीं किया जैन एग्जामिनेशन में तो मुझसे बुरा कोई नहीं होगा. प्लीज़ डोंट मेक दैट मिस्टेक गाइस. ये गलती बिल्कुल मत करिए. यू हैव टू अपियर फॉर दिस एग्जामिनेशन. भाई ये जो BTR सेशंस हमने लिखे हैं, दिस इज ऑनलाइन BTR. ये जैनब मैम वाला BTR नहीं है, ये जो भी ऑफलाइन हो रहा है. दिस इज ऑल ऑनलाइन BTR. दिस इज ऑल ऑनलाइन BTR इन द ऐप BTR सेशंस. ये देखो FMG डॉक. सर सेरिबेलम का मिशन 200 प्लस की वीडियो कहाँ से देखें? सेरिबेलम के अंदर से देखो बेटा, और कहाँ से देखोगे? विनीत जी क्या हो गया आपको? विनीश कैसी बातें क्यों कर रहे हो भाई? प्रणव ने रिप्लाई किया ओके सर. बेटा ओके सर लिखने से कुछ नहीं होता. मैं सही में नोट कर लिया है. मैं अभी जाके बैकेंड से बोलूँगा तुम्हारा डेटा निकालने के लिए. तुम तैयार है ना? अगर तुमने जैन एग्ज़ाम नहीं दिया तो ठीक नहीं होने वाला. Vishnu is saying if it's okay to leave one subject, I didn't start orthopedic. My dear, orthopedic is one subject that is most concise in cerebellum. Apur sir is a genius. Only he can concise an entire subject to 1.5 or 2 hours. Just watch his video, right? This happened I think last year about regarding NEET examination. Apur sir just uploaded 45 minutes of orthopedics. It's available on YouTube for free, right? And I think 90% questions came from that. In that particular NEET examination. हर बार नहीं आएंगे, but the capability of Apur sir to concise and still cover the entire subject, it's at another level. Nobody else probably in the country can do that. इस मामले में Apur sir सबसे आगे हैं. So Arindam is asking that याद नहीं रह रहा. देखो यार, this is always a problem. This is always a difficulty. We are not able to remember everything, and that happens with everyone. We get too disheartened and we think कि एक बार पढ़ लिया तो याद रहना ही चाहिए. Nobody is able to remember everything. That is why revision is important, and more importantly, that is why MCQ pattern is there in the examination. See, think about it. The examiners could also have given you, options to write one word, but they don't do that because everybody knows that it's impossible to do 19 subjects in 6 months, right? So that is why MCQ pattern is there. You will study some, you will forget some, but when the MCQ comes in front of you, if you have read it once or twice, the chances that you will get it right are very high. You are able to make intelligent guesses. You are able to rule out the wrong options. So everybody forgets. Don't get disheartened. Don't feel कि आप जो पढ़ रहे हो कुछ भी दिमाग में नहीं जा रहा है. वो जा रहा है, वो definitely जा रहा है, वो कहीं ना कहीं जाके पढ़ा हुआ है. Don't overthink on this. Just keep on reading. Just keep on studying. देखो ये क्या नाम है, श्री राम ट्रेडिंग थोड़ा शो ऑफ करते हुए 230 आ रहा है मॉक टेस्ट में, क्या करो रिवीजन क्वेश्चन में. बेटा तुम जो करो तुम वही कर लो. यू आर स्कोरिंग सो वेल विच मीन्स दैट योर स्ट्रेटजी इज राइट. ऑलराइट, सो चलो ठीक है. So I think let's complete this session, and we will if you have any questions, I'm sure most of you are on the Cerebellum Telegram group. You can definitely ask questions there. So इसको ख़त्म करते हैं, and please अच्छे से पढ़ाई करिए. We have got last 2 months and we have to study very hard as possible, and I'm sure if you can study for 10-11 hours a day for the remaining these days, and not take more than 3-4 breaks, 3-4 days as a break, I think you will definitely pass this examination, right? All the best my dear students, or let's crack this examination and then we'll talk again after you pass the examination. Chalo, all the best.